Are you lost?
Hi everyone, I'm Not Whelm, and this is The Return of the Pumpkin Rabbit, This Story Explained. Our tale begins with a haunting montage, a road sign, a warning fence, and finally, an ominous silhouette of the mysterious house sitting on a hill. As the words, The Return of the Pumpkin Rabbit, appear in bright, gooey green letters, you know we're in for a terrifying adventure. Meet our main characters, Jay, the fearless and adventurous leader who thrives on dares and thrills, Paco, the more cautious member of the group who's always second-guessing their choices, Dino, Jay's energetic and ever-enthusiastic sidekick, ready for anything, and Ralph, the most nervous of the bunch who's already wishing he stayed home. The mysterious house looms over them, broken windows and all, with an air of dread hanging heavy around it. Ralph, clearly terrified, begs his friend to turn back, but Jay, excited by the challenge, insists that they keep going. After all, what's Halloween without a little scare? Jay gathers her friends and begins to tell the legend of the house. Decades ago, this house belonged to Lorenzo and Rachel Waterman, also known as the Pumpkin Rabbit and the Witch Sheep. Every year on Halloween, children in Nash-Lake would mysteriously vanish. 11 children disappeared, and posters of these missing kids still haunt the town. In 1979, suspicion fell on the Watermans when Tammy's sister saw her and Dougie enter the house and never come out. The townsfolk were furious. They dragged Lorenzo and Rachel to the town square and, convinced they were guilty, took matters into their own hands. They tied the couple to a post and burned them alive, believing it was the only way to end the disappearances. But even after their bodies were gone, the townsfolk swore they could still hear whispers and footsteps from the old house. Some say the Pumpkin Rabbit is still waiting for his next victims. Ralph shivers at the thought of going in, but Jay, determined to prove she's fearless, convinces Paco and Dino to join her. Ralph refuses, choosing to stay outside, shouting that they're going to get in trouble.
So, are we going in?
What? It sounds dangerous, Jay.
But it could be our new clubhouse. You'd be the toughest kids in town. Just think of it.
Fine, let's do it.
What? You guys have to be kidding. I'm not going there. I'm staying right here.
You're lost, dude.
No, you're lost. You're gonna get in big trouble when our parents find out.
The three friends enter the house, which is dark, decaying, and full of an unsettling smell. Jay is thrilled, saying it's just how she imagined. Dino can't help but feel creeped out, and Paco is already regretting this decision. Then Jay finds a rotten jack-o'-lantern sitting on a moldy couch. He pulls out a lighter, despite Paco's protest, and lights the pumpkin, saying, "Dad won't know." Suddenly, loud music plays from the next room, and lights flood the hallway.
Children, bring your parents. Parents, bring your children. Christian, bring your neighbor. I want you to bring them here. I will not embarrass you. This is your moment of love in eternity.
Paco panics, asking how the house could be abandoned if there's someone or something inside. But Jay is determined to find out and leads the group towards the noise. They find a woman sitting in a dusty armchair facing an old television. It's Witch Sheep, looking strangely alive, yet not. He turns to them and speaks in a sing-song voice. "Come closer, children. I know you're there." Jay, Paco, and Dino approach slowly, apologizing for entering her home. Witch Sheep asks for their name, but quickly moves on, asking if they like candy and mentioning that her husband, the Pumpkin Rabbit, will be home soon.
My husband will be here soon. If you could just go fetch the candy. It's in the kitchen.
But
There's nothing to be worried about. I'll be right here, watching you.
She insists they stay, saying they must be tired and hungry. Dino, being sneaky, spots a strange book on her armchair and manages to swipe it away without her noticing. He directs them to the kitchen to get some candy, but something feels very wrong. As Jay and Paco head towards the kitchen, Dino lags behind, his curiosity getting the better of him. As Jay and Paco walk through the house, Paco hears something calling his name. He turns and sees Ducky, one of the missing children, peeking around a doorframe. Ducky, looking strangely tall and ghostly, promises to show Paco a way out. Paco follows, leaving Jay alone in the kitchen. Outside, Ralph searches for his red ball, only to find himself surrounded by scarecrows. But But these aren't ordinary scarecrows. One of them is a decayed corpse of Tammy. The pumpkin rabbit steps out of the shadows, holding Ralph's ball and grinning menacingly.
Isn't this yours?
Ralph tries to run, but he gets caught, and the pumpkin rabbit's claws slash his face as he laughs. Jay hears a scream, Ralph's scream, coming from the outside. She backs away from the window, trying to keep her cool, but accidentally knocks over a candy bowl. A shattering sound echoes, and Jay's heart races as she hears footsteps approaching her. She hides in a cupboard, holding her breath.
There's a way out here. Mr. and Mrs. Waterman were very, very bad people.
Paco realizes too late that he's been tricked. Ducky locks him in a room which is filled with photos of the missing children. Witch Sheep appears singing "Hush Little Baby" as she drags a broken clock under the bed. When Paco tries to hide, Witch Sheep appears behind him, towering and terrifying. Back in the house, Jay is trembling, hearing footsteps getting closer. Suddenly, Ralph appears, whispering that the coast is clear and they can go home.
It's me. They're gone, Jay. It's over. Let's go home. I just need you to open the cupboard. Jay, open the cupboard.
But Jay knows better. She stays hidden, realizing that this isn't really Ralph. The pumpkin rabbit reveals himself, whispering,
Trick or treat.
and lunges. Jay manages to escape, smashing a mug into his face and running. Jay and Dino end up in the basement, where Jay demands to know what Dino has been hiding. He shows her the book he stole from the Witch Sheep. As they flip through it, they find photos of the Watermans and their victims. The final page shows Jay and her friends outside the house, dated October 31st, 1983. They open the door with the giant clown face and find 3 more doors inside. Music plays from a record player and a figure strung up like a scarecrow looms in the shadows. Jay finds a key in the mouth of the scarecrow. Before they can escape, Lorenzo and Rachel, now fully transformed into the pumpkin rabbit and witch sheep, appear. Jay and Dino stumble back into a room full of mannequins, each dressed in a piece of victims' costumes. Suddenly, the mannequins come to life, their heads shifting reveal the anguished face of the missing children. As the Watermans close in, Jay's hands shake, but she knows what she has to do. She grabs the book and, in one final act of defiance, sets it ablaze with her lighter.
Give me back the book, little one.
You want this?
Please, give it to me.
No, what have you done?
When Jay and Dino wake up, they're surrounded by police. Officer M, Jay's father, carries him out, and the house feels strangely peaceful. But as they drive away, Jay catches a glimpse of Ralph and Paco's spirit. He knows the nightmare isn't truly over. The story ends where it began, with a rotting jack-o'-lantern, as the narrator reminds us that the past still haunts Nash-Lake. So, was this just a ghost story, or is there something more sinister lurking beneath Nash-Lake? Comment your theories below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more Story Explained videos. Thank you all so very much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one.